Hi, my name is Jaden Weishaar, and today I want to talk about an injury that happened to me about a year and a half ago. I was playing football as it began my junior year, and it was during practice. I'll never forget the day because it was August, but it was like 30 degrees, and it was storming so bad, and there was like 40-mile-per-hour winds. It honestly felt like a monsoon. It was just crazy. Well, I remember I was getting down in my stance, and then I started pulling. And whenever you pull, and you're supposed to go get the guy across the line. Well, that day my ankle just decided not to cooperate. And whenever I was running, I started running, and all of a sudden my ankle, say this is my foot, and then this is my shin, and my ankle is right here. Well, my foot just kind of went here, and then I started to fall back on it. And as I was falling back on it, then there was another guy that fell on me, and I'm a big guy. 300 pounds, that's a lot of weight to be putting on your ankle here as you're falling back. Well, this kid was also 300 pounds. So that's 600 pounds all on your ankle, just being pushed back. I remember hearing a loud pop, and it was a terrible pain. I hated it. It was god-awful. But I do remember there was not a PT. That was like the one day that we didn't have a physical trainer anywhere. Couldn't get a hold of him. Didn't know what happened to him. Well, I basically went over, I sat on the bench, and I sat there. And if I'm being completely honest, I cried. It was 2 hours before I saw the physical trainer. I was sitting there. I was freezing cold. Rain, wind, it was a nightmare. Still gives me shivers to this day. Well, that season, I didn't play for half the season. The other half season, I practiced, but I wasn't at 100%, so I never actually played a snap. At the end of the season, I went to a doctor, and a doctor told me that basically you have two bones in your ankle, a tibula and a fibula. Well, whenever my my foot went back, the two bones actually ended up spreading apart, and then it got really swollen. There was a bunch of scar tissue that was built up in between the two bones, and I actually had to go get surgery to get rid of all that scar tissue because that was going to cause me problems later in life like arthritis. Whenever they took the scar tissue out, they had to get the two bones back together, so they had to put actually 2 screws in, and that brought the two bones back together. I had those in for about 6 to 7 weeks or so, and it actually got to a point to where the screws actually ended up breaking. And so whenever they took the screws out, half the screw was still in my ankle, and there's 2 halves of the screw that are still in my ankle to this day. And it's kind of weird. If you feel on this side of my ankle, you can actually feel one of them because it actually went through my bone to the other side. And if you feel on this side, you can actually feel the holes that the screws were drilled in. Thanks for listening, and my name is Jaden Weishaar.